thank you so much for joining us as our latest cover. We are very excited to talk to you. So I'm going to start this interview in terms of the Young Royals discussion. How would you say has your personal perception towards August changed and altered as a character ever since you started to embody this character in season 1 until now that you have finally successfully completed his arc?
I have this feeling of immense gratitude that I got the chance to play this or portray this like wonderfully like layered and nuanced character, and I'm very happy with like I'm very happy with this arc, like the overall line of his storyline and how he changes, and I think that's also like ever since we started, like the first time I sat down with Lisa and we talked about the character and everything, we really wanted him to like from the start build this like very typical antagonist, and then slowly like break him down and show all the cracks, and I think we did a good job. I think I did my best. She wrote it beautifully, and I tried my best to portray it, but I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, you did a very, very wonderful job. I think, like you were talking about, how August has a lot of layers. Pertaining to that, I believe August does truly have a lot of intricate layers that the creators of the project have sort of forced himself to immerse himself into. Like, there's no concrete definition of August out there. Some people perceive him to be a fractured, misunderstood character. And then some people, like you were mentioning, perceive him as an antagonist. So I would love to know, how would you personally describe August to the people who haven't been introduced to Young Royals yet?
I wouldn't say that he's well, the first season he is the antagonist, like he is, but after that it becomes more of everyone is their own antagonist. Every character has their own, like, so it's not really like one bad guy. That sort of like I don't know, withers away during season 2. But for any newcomers to the show, yes, I am what you can call the bad guy in the show. I am.
Yeah, very complex bad guy. Like, you have a very well-established fan base. I feel like this bad guy trend is really, it's distorting our reality, because a lot of people are now looking towards August as a very loved character, even though he has his own flaws.
Which is, I mean, it's nice. I feel like, well, you shouldn't love him because, you shouldn't love him like because of his actions. You should like love the fragility or frailty of him, but I think that's why hopefully that's why they like him, not because he's,
and that's what it makes him human. Yeah, that's what makes him, and now that you have played him, are there still any questions that you have left in terms of this character? Had you been given an opportunity to talk to August himself, had he been a real person, is there any sort of question that you would like to ask him about your character arc, maybe something that you couldn't quite figure out about his mindset, anything?
Maybe just his relationship with his dad. That's I think that's the main thing that I would like to ask him about if I met the guy. But I think he probably would be pretty defensive towards those questions. So So I don't know how much I would get out of it, but that's a question I would like to ask.
A lot of actors that I have interviewed in the past, they usually talked about what their significant takeaways were from playing their characters. I know August is somewhat, of a character who's extremely spontaneous and impulsive at times. Like we often see him, under a negative light in a lot of sequences. But straying away from that particular reception, was there ever any lesson that you feel like was so valuable that August taught you after playing him? You were like, oh wow, August taught me this. Any personal takeaways?
I mean, he is. He's not brave, but he has a way of. I don't know. It's not something I've taken with me, like in terms of my own private life, but it's something while working. It's being able to take over a room, or being like I'm pretty bad at being, or I'm not very comfortable with attention generally. So it's that's if anything, I think him wanting that people to look up to him and sort of was maybe a good experience to get out of my comfort zones, and yeah.
Like I mentioned before, August is very spontaneous and impulsive at times. He's always acting on his emotions, which, sort of leads him to regretting things in a lot of sequences. But I'm very curious to know, if you were, let's say, the creator of Youngroyals, and you were in charge of writing the story, your own arc, or any plot lines, and you could go back in time and change something, is there anything you'd like to alter about August or the general plotline?
Not really. I mean, I feel like everything happens for as it should. People learn from their mistakes, and people everything has. I think the consequences of many very terrible actions that's the thing that's led to this end. So no, I wouldn't. I would be too scared to fuck things up even more.
In terms of the voiceover, how did you prepare for that? I was, recently on Instagram, and I came across this compilation of a lot of actors trying to do their own voices for these famous animated movies, and a lot of people were so congruent with their expressions as compared to their animated characters. They were literally acting behind the scenes. So would you say you also acted your heart out behind the scenes when voicing your character, or was this just sort of you were more focused on the mannerism and the tone of the character?
Both, I would say. I think because we also have a voiceover director there, so it's sometimes you have to really get in there and with physically get in there, but other times it's just these small okay, we just need to fit this sentence with your mouth, so please just do that instead of that, and it's these small adjustments. So it's very very down and low and high and low. But it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing it.
How was your experience on the first day and the last day of the final season? Do you remember saying your goodbyes and finally getting to wrap up with this beautiful project and part ways with your fellow co-stars and, the phenomenal crew affiliated with this project?
I can't really remember my first day, but yeah, I mean the last day was weird. It was but it's also I'm pretty bad at I know that there were many actors who and people who worked on the show who when they finally wrapped it became very emotional, and I think there is I'm very good at not, because I don't know why, but I think it's gonna seep out in like a month or two. It's gonna be like I'm gonna, but still, it was emotional doing like when you know that I know this is my last scene with Wilhelm. This is not my last, like it becomes it gives it another weight. Um, but it was, yes, but it's okay.
I think, however you wrap up this project, it will be a very bittersweet moment, not just for the cast but also for the fans, because a lot of people have been waiting years for this, and it's finally about to be there. So I know a lot of eyes are on you and your upcoming performance. So how is this anticipation period going? Is this pressurizing for you, knowing that this is the last time you portrayed August, and now people are finally about to see the end of your character in this project?
I haven't really gotten that the same pressure that, because I feel like I felt that on season 1 and season 2, but season 3 just feels like more for us in a way, which I think is good for like the fans and the audience as well, because I think if I really feel like the third one was like also us saying goodbye to these characters and like really, I don't know, and hopefully that transcends out to the audience. But it's been. I feel like let's leave them alone now. They've been through a lot, so it's time for them to just
just wrap it up. Yeah, I'm very excited. And what can the fans expect from your portrayal and the overall plot line in this upcoming final installment? Do you think you can tell us anything?
I mean, without spoiling anything, like just get ready for a very like tumultuous ride for every character goes through a very like unexpected transformation. So that's what I can say without spoiling anything.
So, ending this interview on a gentle note, lastly, what's next for you? I know besides acting and podcasting, you also are a member of a phenomenal band. So, hopefully, some new music in terms of that. And what else are you? Any other projects in the pipeline that you're working on that you'd like to tell us about?
No, but maybe not. Who knows?